Okay, level check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. This is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer in the streaming center at Fox 19 Now. Trying to get a bunch of stuff organized here. Okay, almost to the weather computer. I'll be with you in just a second here. Got a little bit of weather to talk about on this St. Patrick's Day. And some interesting changes coming our way. And by the way, don't forget, spring begins Thursday at 5:01 a.m. That's astronomical spring. Of course, we've been in meteorological spring now since the beginning of the month. That's March, April, and May are meteorological spring. June, July, and August are meteorological summer. Okay, almost to the weather computer here. Okay. Okay, hi everyone, this is meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer. Had a little trouble getting Facebook to cooperate. Nope, he had a little trouble getting YouTube to cooperate. Facebook was fine. You can see behind me nothing but clear sky around the tri-state, and that clear sky is going to allow heat to escape pretty quickly from into space from the Earth. And we are not looking, again, we are not looking at a really cold night, but it will be chilly. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s as you head out the door overnight. Tomorrow morning, not much going on. There might be a few sun delays due to sun glare, especially for those of you heading east at sunrise. And it looks like we're going to be seeing, again, maybe even a flake or two of snow on the first day of spring. And again, spring begins at 5:01 a.m. Thursday morning. That's Eastern Daylight Time. And we've got a system coming through that might bring just enough cold air so a few spots around the tri-state see a wet flake of snow in the area. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got for you today. Got to adjust this monitor so I can see it a little bit better. Okay, try one more time. There we go. Here are the current temperatures around the tri-state. These are 7 p.m. temperatures. Richmond down to 45, 48 in Batesville, Madison, Maysville, Falmouth, 46 in Wilmington. So you can see everybody's beginning to fall down into the 40s, a few 50s left around the tri-state. Not much in the way of cloud cover. Earlier there was some high thin clouds. You see a few high thin clouds out around the Illinois-Indiana line, but nothing that's really going to impact the weather. When you go way out to the west, that's where all the action is happening. Okay, that particular area out to the west where all that action is, that is what is beginning to come our way. And when it does come our way, we are going to see some shower activity, but that doesn't get here till Wednesday evening. So here's what the high resolution model shows. We'll put this into motion, and you'll see that there's a few clouds that move in here during the day tomorrow. And then the system really doesn't get here till Wednesday evening. Now this is 6 p.m. on Wednesday right here. So you can see the leading edge of a little bit of light rain is beginning to move into the tri-state. Again, most everybody will be done with the homebound commute. The morning commute looks dry. Now see how wide this is here? This is, this extends from central Indiana to western Illinois. Watch what happens as it moves eastward. Watch the width decrease. Okay, and you can see the width decrease. And again, it's all that first, second, and third level green, so it's generally light rain. So we're not expecting anything big, although can't rule out a clap of thunder. That does not look like any big situation. Look what's coming in from the west, okay? Now you can see that in northern and northwestern Illinois and parts of Missouri, this may be a little bit of snow. The pink here is a little bit of a mix. And remember, we don't really begin spring until Thursday morning, and so Thursday early morning we may see a little bit of the rain end, and then a little bit of a mix develops around noon, but just a little bit, not much. Nothing really to get all excited about, but again, spring you usually think of as a season with warm weather. So this evening we're looking at 49 right now at the International Airport. They're dropping off to 42 by 11 p.m. with a clear sky. And when we're talking about the 6 to 10 day temperature outlook from the Climate Prediction Center, now what this is this is the average temperature for this period of time, okay, for a 7 day stretch. It's only a 4-day stretch, isn't it? I'm not sure. I got to check those dates on that. Something doesn't look right there. But for this time period, they're looking at colder than normal weather that happens to end right on opening day in the Cincinnati area. If you go a little bit further and you head out to the 31st of March, it's going to stay a little bit colder than normal, it looks like. And we're not talking about bitter cold, but we are talking about, looks like a chilly first homestand for the Reds. Not only opening day, but the first homestand will more than likely be on the chilly side. If we take a look at weeks 3 to 4, the temperature outlook, it says near normal. And now we go to the precipitation outlook. We're just a little wetter than normal from the 23rd through the 27th. From the 25th through the 31st, we are about normal. So maybe a little wetter, or about normal. So nothing extreme or outstanding through the 31st of March. And we begin to get a little wetter than normal as we head into the month of April. So again, I guess it looks like about normal temperatures, about normal precipitation, with the first 6 days of the forecast a little bit cooler than normal. And we'll look at those in a second here on the 14-day outlook. So for the 7-day forecast, on Tuesday we're looking at a low of 39, a high of 70, 52 and 71 on Wednesday with the chance for an evening shower. Thursday is when spring begins. Okay, it begins at 5:01 a.m., a low of 46, a morning temperature of 46, and an afternoon temperature of 40. This is not a mistake. This is what we call an upside-down day. Typically, we talk about the normal time of day that you have a low temperatures in the morning. The normal time of day you have a high temperature is in the evenings, but the movement of weather systems can make that turn upside down. That's what's happening here. So rather than put the 46 as the high temperature in the morning here and 40 here's the low, the best way to do this is to let you know that, hey, in the morning it'll be around 46, but as you head home from work and school, it's probably going to be around the 40-degree mark with that chance for a shower. So again, we are talking about an upside-down day on the first day of spring with temperatures getting colder and wind chills dropping into the upper 20s in the afternoon of Thursday. Okay, so it definitely looks like it's going to be cold. Oops, hit the wrong computer space bar here. Let's go back one more time. Okay, we're going back to the 7-day forecast now. So, so you can see that the first day of spring looks chilly. Then 29 for the first full morning of spring, the high 55. FC Cincinnati plays on Saturday, a low of 40, a high of 59. Shouldn't be a bad game, maybe an isolated shower, no big rains coming your way. And the timing of that rain may very well make it get out of here before the match begins. Sunday, partly cloudy, and Monday, scattered showers back into the 60s, and that's actually not that far from normal at this time of year. Okay, then when we go to beyond the 7-day, opening day is Thursday the 27th. Okay, and so we're looking at a low of 37, a high of 50. On opening day, I think it's going to be dry. Right now, the models, now that far out, the weather systems can shift. They can move a little slower, faster. So we're talking about temperatures in the 50s for the first few days and back into the 60s for the 29th, 30th, and the 31st with just a few scattered rain chances. And then here's what it looks like all in one big graph. There are the highs and the lows. We put the normal line on, and you can see now this is that day right here where the temperature drops during the day. So in the afternoon, 40, so pretty far below normal for the afternoon. And the morning temperature 46, and then from here on out we're kind of close to normal. Nothing extreme coming our way. Doesn't look at this point like in the next couple weeks we have any chance of additional severe weather moving into the tri-state. Okay, so where do we want to go from here? Okay, tell you what, I'll check in, see what's going on, what kind of comments or input we have from Facebook. Oh, Jesus, Karen, I'm sorry. Oh, my gosh. Okay, now I'm going to give it a few seconds. Karen Harney Barnett says, oh, Steve, I think you must think I always come here to complain. Trust me, I love watching you. Please hit the Roku button. I did it again, and I had some issues with YouTube, so we got that running, and it just skipped my mind. So, Karen, whenever you want, And whenever you need to, just let me know. I don't mind at all. If I didn't hit the Roku button, well, I'm sorry, but I had it now, and I'm going to go over everything again here. Ricky Wallace said normal is good, right? Well, yeah, Ricky, normal is much better than like a high temperature of 30. Normal highs are now in the low 50s, and so we'll be around normal. It won't be too cold. It won't be too hot. So I think it's good, okay? So that's that. So Karen, sorry about not hitting the Roku button. I hit the Roku button. You should be able to see it now. Again, I have to apologize. I got all wound up here. And anytime that I do that, you feel free to call me on it. So let's go back. Let's start over here. Go over all this stuff again for those of you that couldn't see it early on, and for those of you that just joined, we can cover this in more detail. And then we've got some interesting weather coming our way, but we certainly don't have anything like those 4 days in a row last week that we were in record territory. Remember, it was Tuesday we missed a record high temperature by 2 degrees. Wednesday we set a record by 1. Thursday we missed a record high temperature by 2, and Friday we missed a record high temperature by 1. So we had 4 days in a row with record warmth, or near record warmth anyway. Nothing like that is coming our way here in the near future. So let's go ahead and take a look. There is the camera that we have at Turfway Park. Turfway Park still has a couple weeks of racing. It's Wednesday through Saturdays, and this week and next week are the last 2 weeks of racing for the season, because remember, this is all built up to the big spring races that are out there. 49 degrees at the International Airport right now. Temperatures range from around 45 in Richmond and Washington Courthouse, 46 in Batesville and Wilmington, 48 in Lebanon, Madison, Falmouth, down to 47 now in Maysville. Still 50 in Harrison, Lunken, 51 in Oxford and Hamilton, Hookfield and Middletown at 50. So it is beginning to cool off. And it won't be cold, but it'll be chilly for this time of year as you head out the door tomorrow morning. There we go. Okay. You see not much going on. There's a little bit of high thin cloud cover over there in Illinois that really won't have any impact on our weather. We'll see a few high thin clouds from time to time overnight, but mostly clear. And the big thing here is what's going on with the weather in the west. You see a lot of activity up there in the west, and that activity is basically going to come our way. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to, put the fronts in that on top of the satellite picture. It'll pop up here in just a second. And you'll see that it's kind of complex. A couple lows that aren't any big deal, a couple fronts out to the west. The real big deal here is this right here. This is a warm front, so there's warmer air behind it. In other words, a warm front is the front edge of a warmer air mass, and this will pass through the tri-state, and tomorrow the front will be over this way. We'll be in the warmer air. That's why we have 70 in the forecast, not only for tomorrow, but also for Wednesday. And then this stuff will come through the mountains, get itself organized, pick up some moisture, and Wednesday evening it'll start bringing us some showers. We don't have any severe weather in the forecast at the present time. And so that's kind of what the weather map looks like right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at what the model data shows. Notice it doesn't show anything except maybe in South Dakota to the east of the Rockies, but notice how everything's beginning to grow right there. It begins to pick up more moisture, and then by Wednesday at 6 p.m., no rain in the area yet. So for Wednesday, your morning commute looks fine, your evening commute looks fine, and after that, I think it begins to get a little bit wet here. Excuse me for a second. Okay, so there you see the rainfall move in the late evening and overnight hours, comes to an end for the morning commute, and then around noon we might have a little bit of shower activity mixed with a few wet flakes of snow in some locations, but no big deal. And then it clears out and we go into some sunshine for a while. Sunset this evening at 7:47, so we've got about 18 minutes. We're looking at 49 right now, dropping to 42 by 11 p.m. And then when we get into the 6 to 10 day outlook, this is what the Climate Prediction Center has put out. Now notice what we have is, one of these days I'm going to remember my left from my right. That's the issue right here. Okay, so what we have here is we've got a little bit of cool air dipping southward from Canada. This is not a blast of Arctic air, nothing like that. It's just cooler than normal. And that goes through the 27th, so it looks like That's also opening day, so we may be starting opening day and have the opening day parade in cooler than normal weather. And right now I've got a high temperature in the forecast of about 50 for opening day, so chillier than that for the parade and about 50 as the game begins. Now, if we go ahead and take a look at the 8 to 14 day outlook, that takes us out to the last day of the month, it still stays cooler than normal. So not only is opening day looking cooler than normal, but the first homestand of the season is looking cooler than normal. What about and then we take a look. This is the one that was issued Friday, and you can see they're expecting our temperature to be near normal from the 30th through the 12th. Scattered showers and some precipitation, maybe just a little bit more than normal through the 27th. Through the 31st, near to a little bit higher than normal precipitation, and then a little bit higher than normal in the 3 to 4 week precipitation outlook. So it's all adding up to temperature-wise, beginning April, kind of normal. Precipitation-wise, kind of normal. So we don't have any excessively wet episode coming our way. We don't have any excessively dry. No extra warm, no extra cold weather, just kind of what we typically get at this time of the year. Okay, so here's your 7-day forecast. It looks like this. 39 tonight, 70 tomorrow, 52 and 71 for Wednesday. So Wednesday looks like a nice day, very mild in the morning, but showers moving in Wednesday evening, and Wednesday is going to be kind of windy. So breezy tomorrow, windy on Wednesday. I think we could see some gusts of 40 on Wednesday. Spring begins at 5:01 a.m. Thursday with temperatures in the 40s, but temperatures will drop from like 46 early Thursday morning to about 40 by late afternoon, with wind chills at times in the 20s. So that's the first day, not full day, but the first day of spring. 29 and 55 for the first full day of spring on Friday with mostly sunny weather. Saturday, 40 and 59, the low and high with isolated showers. It looks like FC Cincinnati is going to play on a nice day. Shower activity shouldn't be widespread, and temperatures will be on the cool but pleasant side. Then when we go to beyond the 7-day forecast, after a couple of days of sunshine, we're back into the 50s for the 25th through the 28th. 27th is when the Reds play opening day. Opening day parade is that day. So the weather's looking pretty good for it. Could be much colder, could be very wet, but like it has in the past. But right now the forecast looks like it's going to be dry and temperatures around 50. But notice 37 for the low. So if you go down early and you want to mark your spot, or for the parade along the route, you'll definitely want to make sure you bundle up for that. And then scattered showers are possible 28th, 29th, 30th, and 31st, with high temperatures not far from normal around the tri-state. So your 7-day plus looks like this. High temperatures, low temperatures. If you take a look at the normal high line, the normal low line, there you see it. We're above normal here early on, and we dip to a little bit below normal, and then we stay close to normal through the 31st of the month. And with close to normal precipitation, that means nothing extreme is coming our way, at least that we see at this point in time. Let me make one more check with Facebook, see who's on here, and then we'll call it a day. Okay, so Karen Harney Barnett says, thank you, Roku is working. Well, Karen, the key to this is Roku always was working. It was Steve. That wasn't working. So, but feel free, anytime I do that, just call me on it, let me know, and I will get it up and running right away again. Anna Marie Johnson Baker. Do I think it's going to be a hot and sticky summer? Yeah, probably. The conditions are such after kind of an aborted La Nina pattern like we had over the winter that it'll probably be warmer than normal, and but not necessarily drier than normal. It could be a very active summer. So right now I'm thinking warmer than normal and probably a little wetter than normal, at least into mid-July, and then beginning to dry out. And in some cases, for some crops, that's ideal for farmers. But and it's still kind of fuzzy at this point. But right now, I'm thinking pretty much on the hot side. Tina Wolf says she's ready for 70. You mean years old or degrees? that ship's already sailed in my life. But yeah, 70 degrees tomorrow, and Tuesday looks good, and then we cool off again for a little while. Okay, that's all the comments there are now. Thank you for joining me. I hope you got something you need, and I will try my best to remember. I'm going to put a piece of tape right here with magic marker says hit the Roku button, and maybe we'll get that fixed. All right, that's it. Thank you for joining me. Have yourself a nice evening, and I'll be back tomorrow at 7:15.